G'day headbangers and welcome to Dazzles Metalworks. Welcome back, my fellow metalheads, to another edition of Dazzles Metalworks. Yes, well, last weekend was a very busy weekend with the wrestling show and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it was an enjoyable show. Felt weird to be back at the old Tuggeranong Community Centre for the first time in freaking God knows how long. But yeah, it was pretty good. A long night, exhausted when I got home. You know, went down quicker than Paris Hilton when I got home. So yeah. Alright, so this week we are doing the last of the 70s. The last because it was really slim pickings to try and find albums that I could listen to from bands that I like or know of. So, you know, kind of, yeah, slim pickings, as I said. So what I decided to do is do top 10 albums, including the years of 1970, 71, 72 and 73. And I was able to make a list of 10. So that's pretty good. But slim picking because it's only really 4 bands in it. So in saying that, we'll start off at number 10 with Queen with their debut self-titled album from 1973. So yeah, that's going back. Now number 1 was Keep Yourself Alive. Number 2, Night Comes Down. And number 3, Modern Times Rock and Roll. Yeah, so that's band number 1. Right, so at number 9 we have Led Zeppelin 3, released in 1970. Number 1 for me is obviously one of my favourite Led Zeppelin songs, actually, Immigrant Song. Absolutely love that one. The number 2, Celebration Day, and number 3, Gallows Pole. And number 8, we have In Rock by Deep Purple, released in 1970. Top tracks for me were, number 1 is Black Knight, number 2, Child in Time, and number 3, Speed King. Now I remember I was listening to Child in Time, and there's a certain part of the song where I went, hang on a second, I know this song, I've heard this riff before. And I looked it up, and it turns out it was actually used in a car chase, or I wouldn't say chase scene, but a car scene in the movie Twister. So I went, that's where I know that from. So yeah, makes me want to go and watch Twister again, to be honest. Alright, number 7, we have Machine Head by Deep Purple, released in 1972. And look, we all know what number 1's going to be, Smoke on the Water. You know, it had to be number 1. Love that song. Number 2, Highway Star, and number 3, Space Truckin'. We all know that's probably one of their most popular albums, to be honest, so yeah, take that. Okay, number 6, we have another Led Zeppelin, and Led Zeppelin 4, released in 1971. Obviously, this was probably their best album. We all know what number 1's going to be, Stairway to Heaven. Yes, I'm a strap-on when it comes to that song, I love it. Then number 2, Black Dog, which is an absolute banger of a track as well. And number 3, we have Rock and Roll. So yes, gotta love that. Alright, now that's rounding out the first lot. Now we have at number 5, we have Master of Reality by Black Sabbath, released in 1971. Okay, so number 1, we have Children of the Grave. Number 2, After Forever. And number 3, Sweet Leaf. So great one there. Yeah, you find out what Children of the Grave's about, and I went, yeah, I think Metallica wrote something similar with Disposable Heroes, I think, subject matter, so yeah. Right, number 4, we have Volume 4 by Black Sabbath, released in 1972. Major tracks for me were, number 1, we have Supernaut, number 2, we have Changes, well-known one there, and 3, we have Snowblind. And number 3, we have another Black Sabbath, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, released in 1973. Look, track number 1 for me was Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Number 2 was Sabracadabra. And number 3, Who Are You? We asked that people many a question. And number 2, I was lucky to pick up these two lovely CDs during the week. We have Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath at number 2, released in 1970. It was their debut album, as we know and appreciate. Track number 1 for me is NIB, number 2 Black Sabbath, and number 3 The Wizard. And of course, number 1, was there any doubt, the best Black Sabbath album, Paranoid, also released in 1970. Gotta love the fact that it released 2 albums that year. You know, some bands should do that because there's love. Anyway, I've got 4 outstanding tracks for this because the whole album's an absolute banger. Obviously, number 1 for me is actually War Pigs. I absolutely love that song. It's probably got to be my favourite Black Sabbath. Then, of course, 2 is Paranoid. 3, Planet Caravan, and I love the way that song was recorded. Absolutely fantastic. And number 4 had to be in the list, Iron Man, one of the classics. So yeah, that's a lot of the 70s. So yeah, Peace and Love, no, that was the 60s, the decade before. So 70s, still a pretty decent decade. Rex and I have always agreed 80s was the best decade. Then 70s and 90s were either way were pretty good, and then they went shithouse after that. And 60s were filled with hippies. Now, the RIP this week, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, did the metal world lose a freaking goddamn legend last week, or the week before, whatever it was. It was last week. We had Ross the Boss Friedman from, well, he was ex-Manowar, and actually did a little bit of looking up with that. He actually was involved in Manowar's first 6 albums, so Battle Hymns, Into Glory Ride, Hail to England, Fighting the World, Kings of Metal, and Sign of the Hammer. I actually own Sign of the Hammer, Kings of Metal, and Fighting the World all on CD. They're all freaking great albums. I only listened to those first 3 albums for the first time just after he died. So, yeah, Into Glory Ride, Battle Hymns, and Hail to England were actually pretty decent albums when I had listened to it. But yeah, that was a great loss for the world of metal. And yeah, what can I say about that one? That's a huge loss. So, yeah. Well, yeah, I almost lost words for that one. That's a big one. Anyway, my friends, that's this week's edition of Those Little Metalworks. And until next week, mosh on.